So you and JF were sitting around one night after a day of water skiing, and you're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna build these."
Yeah, I bet you we could slalom behind an electric boat.
And then where did
This led to this.
so crazy.
Our initial vision was to be able to provide to water enthusiasts or boat enthusiasts, to be able to provide them an electric boat with which they would be able to do what they are doing with their gas-powered boat. It's by a mix of trial and error, lots of errors and lots of trials over the last 12 years now that we have been able to develop this powertrain that makes the Voltari, that gives the Voltari its capabilities. We had our first boat, we had the inverter and the motors. What we didn't have was a hull, but we fixed that by getting a 30-year-old leaky boat in which we installed 26 lead-acid car batteries, which gave us 350 volts, and off we went. This Odyssey battery there, right there on the floor, that little red thing,
yeah.
that's one of the original 26.
Is that right?
It sure is.
Awesome.
So
save that.
we had 26 of these, and then 13 of these, which are double 12-volt chargers, going to every battery with all the wires. And we had...
So wicked.
We had... we don't have it anymore. We had like a 20-socket power bar in which we plugged all the chargers with the extension, and that's how we charged the boat.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. Boat requires so much power, we need a large capacity of batteries, which is very heavy. We're not trying to punch through the air, we're trying to punch through water, which makes it a lot harder. We started looking at things, and because we're engineers, we like to do calculations and stuff like that, but calculations will only ever take you a long way, but is never 100% accurate. So after you make all those calculations and you say, man, I think it will work, then you need to make it work. Part of a strategy is to use stuff that is developed for bigger markets than ours, because nobody will ever develop batteries or cells or powertrains strictly for the boat industry because of the volume. So we have to be able to take advantage of the research and development that is being done in other bigger markets and import it over to our application. Here is one of the batteries that will be, one of the 7 batteries that will be in the 26-foot Voltari.
No? So how did you guys come up with that number?
7? Yeah. It's because it's what they can fit in the boat.
Yeah. You put as much as you could possibly fit in the boat.
Yes. Yeah. We have 4 different formats. So we have these that go in the back. We have another 2 formats that go in the floor. So we have to maximize the space by adjusting the shape of the batteries. But being a battery manufacturer, we can do that because we design our battery packs. It's like a chain. So you have to monitor every link of that chain to make sure that everything is not going out of whack. So what we have to do is to monitor every cell with one of these computers and bring this back to the brain of the boat, meaning that when we are using the boat, the computer of the boat is actually monitoring every cell in that boat, making sure that it's all going according to plan. Once we close this thing off, this becomes a self-managing unit, meaning that it will allow the use within certain parameters, and if those parameters are not met, then the battery will automatically shut itself off if it feels that it has to for safety reasons. This is an inverter. What the inverter is doing is converting the DC power from the battery.
So it starts here.
Yes, from the battery to the inverter, then from the inverter to the motors.
And then from the motor to the drive, and from the
Yes.
drive to the prop.
To your smile.
Yeah.
Stand by as they build and launch the first fully electric performance boat. It's a story that can only be told once.